Hello, everyone, and welcome to Reflections with Baba Yusuf. I am your host, Mallam Baba Yusuf. Today, I will reflect on the BRICS Summit, which took place 10 days ago on the 24th of October 2024 in Kazan city of Russia. I am very excited to hear that Nigeria is now a member of the BRICS nations. Interestingly, 5 months ago on the 5th of April 2024, I wrote in my weekly Friday back page column of the nation's newspapers titled BRICS as a platform for economic sustainability, wherein I spoke about the need for Nigeria to join the BRICS Group as a strategic move to de-risk Nigeria's economy, amongst other benefits. To give a bit of background about BRICS, it is an intergovernmental organization comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The aforementioned countries are the fastest growing world economies, and it is worthy of note that China is the second largest economy in the world. The objective of this organization is for strategic partnership and cooperation on investment opportunities, coordinating multilateral policies guided by the principles of non-interference, equality, and mutual benefits. BRICS was founded in the year 2009 and has since expanded in membership, regional, international, and intercontinental spread, as well as influence. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates officially joined the BRICS on the 1st of January this year, 2024. As of 5 months ago, and according to Bloomberg, about 34 new countries had expressed interest in joining BRICS, which has culminated in the 13 countries that joined 10 days ago. One of the key strategic objectives of the BRICS Group is to dominate the world economy by 2050. The 2024 summit was the 16th annual gathering of the group, with a focus on enhancing economic integration with the key emerging nations. It was at the summit that BRICS officially further expanded its alliance by adding the 13 member countries as partner countries, though not as full members. And those countries are Nigeria, Algeria, Belarus, Bolivia, Cuba, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Thailand, Turkey, Uganda, Uzbekistan, and Vietnam. BRICS countries are considered to be the foremost geopolitical rival of the G7 bloc, comprising the leading advanced economies, interestingly, which includes China and Russia. BRICS is already implementing competing initiatives such as the New Development Bank, the BRICS Contingency Reserve Arrangement, BRICS Pay, the BRICS Joint Statistical Publication, and the BRICS Basket Reserve Currency. All the 5 initial members of the BRICS are actually members of the G20. They have a combined nominal GDP of over 28 trillion US dollars, which is about 27% of the gross world product, with a total GDP of around 65 trillion US dollars in terms of PPP, which amounts to about 33% of the global GDP. The alliance also has an estimated 5.2 trillion US dollars in combined foreign reserves as at end of first quarter 2024. With the aforementioned development, the alliance currently has a combined population of over 3.5 billion people, i.e. 45% of the world's population. Additionally, it has a combined economy of over 28 trillion US dollars, which is about 28% of the global economy. BRICS currently, has countries that produce over 50% of the world's crude oil. Therefore, if one of the key reasons for the emergence of the US dollar as a single global legal tender for international investment was first of all, which was first of all during the aftermath of the Second World War, and more importantly, during the oil boom of the mid-1970s when the dollar was creating the petrodollar, then the emergence of the BRICS bloc with membership of countries that produce almost over 50% of the world's crude oil, speaks volume of the potential impact of the group and how it will impact on the mid to long-term global geopolitics and economy. In my view, the BRICS strategy is working. Accordingly, I commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, for taking the bold decision to join the BRICS, because I believe that is a forward-thinking move. However, we have a lot of work to do. Some people argue that the BRICS alliance may be a flash in the pan, claiming that BRICS projects, the project or getting an alternative to the US dollar will not be viable. In my opinion, I say to those people, if you look back 70 years ago, a lot of things that were considered impossible have become possible, from online banking to social media to the fourth industrial revolution with the increased application of artificial intelligence, etc. In fact, some people even argue that the fifth industrial revolution is in the horizon. Therefore, facing all the realities of the ongoing global political, social, and economic dynamics is crucial to the development and sustainability of forward-thinking countries. The pace at which the BRICS bloc is moving, with the interest that it is generating, and the wide spectrum of countries, especially the non-allied countries, including Nigeria, India, South Africa, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Malaysia, Thailand, etc., joining the BRICS is an indication of the growing significance of the BRICS in global geopolitics and economy. So I believe that it is strategic for forward-thinking countries to consider joining BRICS. Indeed, as a proponent of Nigeria joining the BRICS Group, it is my strong opinion that the BRICS Group is one of the next global phenomena. There are a lot of conversations about whether the BRICS wants to create a competition for the US dollar, or the strategic objective, amongst others, is to create an alternative to the US dollar. In my opinion, the answer is that the modalities and frameworks will be formed such that there will be interchange of values within the framework of the various currencies of these countries, such that there will be significant retention of value of respective currencies in member nation or of the member nations. This will be against the backdrop of just one option of the US dollar without any serious alternative. So the alternative will be an alternative platform, a system, and conditions that will ultimately ease international trade and investment and provide some level of independence regarding how countries transact. Countries within the BRICS will have modalities such that they can decide to do their trade without having to resort to using the US dollar. Consequently, when one considers the number of countries that are joining the bloc and the total GDP of the countries that have joined so far, the impact of the bloc will surely be significant. If we look at the global flow of trade, for instance, and also investment from China to the other parts of the world, and vice versa, especially if we consider China's flow of trade and investment with countries with the BRICS member nations, there are significant, continuous trade that is booming and increasing, which is presenting a very interesting trend. For instance, the crude oil deal between India and Russia, whereby India procures crude oil from Russia as Russia tries to avoid sanctions and pay with Indian rupees instead of the US dollar or euro. Where reports have indicated that so far this year, India had already bought more than 500 million barrels of crude oil, an almost tenfold increase since 2021, the year before the war between Russia and Ukraine started. According to statistics by Kepler, a global intelligence analytics firm, an estimated $1 billion worth of rupees is landing in the Moscow's coffers each month. From the foregoing, therefore, it is clear that the BRICS alliance provides a veritable and doable platform for countries to de-risk their economies. Another example is the already existing arrangement where Nigeria can do some swaps and transactions with China. And this model is also applicable in some other climes. Accordingly, I believe that the BRICS will provide a more robust platform for the interchangeability of value of currency during trade, economic interactions, and relationships. This is a welcome development, and stakeholders will observe how things unfold in the next 12 months. Therefore, the interactions and transactions within the BRICS nations are already happening. Suffice it to say that they are getting the desired benefits and impacts as highlighted earlier, and that is why countries are doing their researches and joining the BRICS. In strategy, the more you have alternatives, the more you have leverages, and consequently, the better your balance of power. So rather than being aloof and unbothered by the development around BRICS, countries should closely observe and take note of what is happening for their own strategic considerations. In closing, Nigeria's current economic situation requires that we diversify our options and de-risk our economy from the choking effect of the US dollar. While it is true that the US dollar will remain a global dominant currency of trade, the current global socio-economic and political realities clearly call for forward-thinking countries to diversify their options of investment and trade. The growing membership of the BRICS is a platform for that diversification. Thank you for listening to today's episode, and I look forward to another episode coming up next Sunday. You can listen or download this podcast on Spotify Podcast, Apple Podcast, as well as my YouTube channel at reflections_by. Meanwhile, you can also follow me on my various engagements on other social media platforms. Until then, it is bye for now.